Yeah, never a truer word said. If you beat all teams, you're definitely the winner. That's how it usually works at a tournament. Well done. We haven't really touched too much on the departure, but there's no more iconic duo in the history of Dota 2 than No Tail and Fly as a player combo. And to see them break up, we haven't really touched on it so far at the tournament, but it is a sad end to that kind of relationship. Obviously, they want to deal with it personally and whatever, but from a playing point of view, it's disrupted that team, and they've done well to come back from that and qualify for TI.
Seems to have motivated, I think, both sides, particularly with OG, because they're the ones who kind of got left on their own to scramble to find these last-minute replacements. They bring in Anna, they bring in Thompson, and I think two reasons why they're so much better than they were, 3-6 months ago with Rezo, is because one, new blood, they're motivated, and two, these guys, they just had their leadership leave the team. They're motivated to get some revenge.
Okay, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to get into our second game of the day.
OG versus VGJ.Storm. Game 2.
The draft ahead of us between these two teams. As a reminder, and if you're just joining us, OG lead by a game to 0. The winner claims a top 6 finish, guaranteed at the International 2018. The loser goes down to the lower bracket for a second chance. And OG are just one game away. So tantalisingly close. When it's like this, Bob, are you tensing up a little bit? Are you thinking about that? Or are you able to do what No Tail and Seb were saying in the interview? Are you able to just block all of that out, block the crowd out, block out what it means, just focus game at a time?
Probably depends from player to player, just what you thrive off of. Some players really enjoy that excitement of hearing the crowd booming. You look up and you're just like, yeah, I did that play. Some other players they want to stay in their own focus, in their own zone, rather than actually paying attention to anything around them.
Now, Anna's got some experience here, and obviously Seb's got a ton of experience, as has No Tail and Jerax as well. But what about Thompson in there? It's going through his mind right now. First TI, big stage.
I mean, I think I'm speaking for most people. When you're at the drafting stage, you actually, everyone is pretty much nervous, I think. But once you're actually sitting at the PC, you're getting into the game, you will start to focus, like what Notice said before. And we'll have to see what kind of person Thompson is, whether he can just settle into it or whether he will be a bit nervous, a bit crack under pressure. But last game he played really well, so...
Yep, had a good group stage as well, God.
Yeah, I think OG, they started kind of shaky. There were 1 win, 3 losses on day 1. I think they went 1-5, but that was after versing the 3 strongest teams in that group, the 3 teams who finished up there. So they kind of got in a good groove, and they come into the main event with some good momentum.
So first pick, Chen, and then followed up by Nature's Prophet and Phoenix. We did quite a lot of this Phoenix so far, and we've seen some core Phoenix as well.
We have, and it's quite a switch up from, at least in particular, the last draft that Storm's doing. They're doing a completely different approach. Of course, they drafted they had the Enchantress available, so they take and then they wanted the Shaker to deal with that Phantom Lancer. But already you can see they're looking at a different approach in this game.
This feels more comfort. MSS played quite a bit of Phoenix during the group stage. Nature's Prophet, always a hero VGJ.Storm have looked good on. So I feel like this is a good way to go after. They're the ones under pressure now. They feel nervous. They lost after a great group stage. They're also drafting with less time. There's a lot more pressure on them than OG right now.
Very true. They had a fantastic stage. Every single day it seemed that they were on the top of the lists of teams that have won the most games.
This seems to be probably the best answer to the Phoenix that I've seen in every single game. Just a Lina pickup. You can kill the egg by yourself.
Even as a support.
Stacks. Yeah, even as a support, you actually just attack so fast and from such a far distance.
We didn't get a chance to talk about that much. What did you make of the change up in the last game, that Lina support?
I thought it worked out. I thought it ended up working out great. In the beginning, it looked a little shaky because we're they're not really the most reliable disables to deal with the Weaver, but then they consistent, as the game progressed, they got 2 or 3 perfect combos. So, yeah, it worked.
But that's what we spoke about, right? Their draft is so unpredictable, and until the very last pick, they actually, the enemy team did not know at all who's core, who's support.
Yeah. That's the second Lina support game they've played at this tournament. They've won both.
Yeah, OG tends to have these... Yeah, just
pocket
strange drafts, just strange ways that they prioritize switching heroes up.
Yeah.
But it works for them.
And it's strange, but it's a concept that's always been done, these flex opening picks. If you can run Lina as a corner support, it makes it a very strong first 2 hero for them. And that's why they're first 2 picking it while no one else is.
Yeah. And Seb has always, when he was coaching, he wanted to do it like that. He wanted to have those flex picks in the first 2, so you never knew where you were going. And that's carried on. as we move into the end of the second phase ban here. I just wanted to go through Jerax's picks so far at TI4. He's had 4 games on Earthshaker, 2 on the Wyvern, 2 on the Venge, and then a mixture of supports and cores. Rubik, Dark Willow, the Shaman, the Lina twice, Lich, the IO, Tusk, and the Tiny. Quite, I mean, you know, for a support player, that's quite a range, isn't it?
Yeah. I didn't know you actually played Tiny too.
He hasn't played Earth Spirit yet?
No. Which GH has, and we've seen a GH Spirit already. But it also means Tusk is now his most played hero.
Tusk is
The
most played hero.
The Earth Spirit is now second.
I haven't seen the rise of the Tusk at this tournament again, man.
Yeah.
Some really, really impressive plays from FY in particular.
In the right draft, it just saves you games.
Yeah.
Is that not the story of this TI? We often talk about meta and how it's going to evolve and what comes out and what's hot early on. It doesn't seem that there is a defined one this time. It feels more like it's very circumstantial.
Every team has like their own meta here.
Yeah.
Like they just do what they're best at, and I really like that because copying other teams is good sometimes, but for these like really big tournaments, you need to like add your own spice to it.
Yeah, because if you could just copy a lineup and they actually take it on the side of Storm.
Yeah, it's gone the other way.
Yeah, the big thing about this draft that's changed for Storm is they've targeted a different player. They're targeting Anna's heroes, they banned PL first stage, Spectre Morph now. Last game it was let's take away Thompson's heroes. So it seems like there's been a big switch in mentality going into game 2.
So how do they lane that? MSS plays the Phoenix,
MSS,
right?
Well, MSS will play the Earth Spirit, I would imagine.
I think
But he plays both,
SVG,
right?
Phoenix, MSS, Earth Spirit probably, and then Nature probably would be.
SVG played a lot of Phoenix before too?
He used to play it.
I thought it was always MSS.
Back in the day, but not
I think
recently.
not recent. Yeah, recent it's always been MSS.
SVG played the Earth Spirit, because I feel like he might
he?
have.
I mean, the Earth Spirit is a more defined 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can be run as 5, but they
It
need
rarely is a 5, though.
you need a blink dagger eventually. And Phoenix is like you can kind of just dive in and ult.
Actually, yeah. I wonder. I'd imagine it's going to be that 5.
Just leaves them guessing as well. If we're guessing, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
The OG boys are
Or maybe it's a safe lane Prophet.
Maybe it's a core Phoenix.
Yeah, maybe. Radiance burn against the chain creeps.
I don't think you'd want to make it core because you're versus that leaner.
Yeah,
Well, like
exactly.
the supernovas are
Kind of
really going
dissuades them, doesn't it?
Oh, okay, yeah. I think now it should definitely be a support.
Now you're definitely 5. Now you're position 5 Phoenix for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An old classic versus that Phoenix. The troll also works pretty well versus Nature's Prophet because you probably have that calling blade for a while. Get yourself out.
Even the lane's pretty good. You're not as scared of the trees. You get the whirling axes with the mischance. You just
High
feel like
armor.
a decent laner. Yeah.
But troll in general is quite like a big question mark in the current meta because there's this big like gap where he needs to farm 1 or 2 items to become really useful, and that's where a lot of teams actually like start winning and taking over the game. So we'll have to see how it works out.
And he's kind of clunky too, right? The hero just naturally just feels a little bit clunky, and he's playing into Earth Spirit and Phoenix. The biggest downfall for me when I see trolls is not Synderen. Sorry, when I say trolls, I just for a second I think Synderen. When I see trolls suffer is when they don't have that BKB timing early, and these magic damage heroes just completely decimate them.
Yeah. Probably gonna pick more kite for the troll. Stuns, slows.
And the obvious carries will kind of band out the Weaver Drower, some of those kiting cores.
Yep.
Plenty of other options.
Low time though on Storm, as we
7
know.
seconds left. I think it can go both ways.
Yep.
Like, if Troll ever bashes the Ursa, then Ursa is screwed.
But if Earth ever bass troll,
Then Troll is screwed.
once you get your item, of course.
Yeah, if you get a bash up. 10% versus 25%.
The mischance is pretty annoying for the Ursa.
Yeah, but you can enrage it off.
Well, it's more if he can wait till you
He can wait.
Yeah, of course. But if you jump on him and he blinds you, you just...
Yep.
The one plan that I really like for VGJ.Storm with the Ursa is now they've got this Roshing hero with their Nature's Prophet, and then they have this defense around the Rosh pit with Earth Spirit as well as Phoenix. They have great team fight around that Rosh pit.
And they're leaving Rezo's pick for the ultimate 10. Is it gonna be? Yeah, it's gonna be the 10th pick for Rezo probably.
You think you are going to play the Ursa?
Is it Rezo usually playing it? Well, I guess it depends on what
They need
last pick
mid
they have.
hero. Yeah, usually UR plays the mid.
Right, yeah.
Usually.
But they swap around a lot. Resolution sometimes on the off lane, like DK.
It gives them flexibility with both Ursa and Nature's Prophet because you only utilize that 10th pick when you have it to kind of get that X Factor hero that's going to be your win condition, going to win you the game.
Yeah.
And they can't pick their mid because they don't know Lina. If they know Lina's going mid, they could get like a TA or something, but Lina has been shown to be played as support.
Same 3 heroes as before.
Yep, three common picks, and Wyvern's great versus Ursa's Focus Fire, but Phoenix is good versus Wyvern.
Yeah, but they already have 2 really good heroes against Phoenix. I really feel like Phoenix is going to be like a non-factor this game almost. Or he should be at least. Maybe he's just going to go crazy.
The Sunray can be really potent though. If you get that like Spirit Vessel, if you go for that type of build that we've seen, Fly was the one who started really capitalizing on doing it.
But if it's really a position 5 Phoenix, then he probably won't be farming too much.
Yeah, that's one where I guess we'll see which one goes where, right?
Yeah.
Kind of neat. They take out the Thompson Invoker.
Monkey King's still there, but that's just not really playable when you don't know your matchup.
Yeah, you have to like pick it into a good matchup.
5 seconds remaining.
Just want to say thank you to the man that sent me the stats on Jakiro at the international time.
Who's that?
For having the worst win rate of every hero.
At TI? Worse than Oracle? I thought Oracle.
Apparently so.
Jeez.
Oracle's pretty OP.
I think Oracle's great.
Jakiro also lost the last game, so that win rate's continued to go down. Thanks.
What they take out here? They took out whatever.
Surprised Necro's gone untouched this draft, but I guess it has kind of fallen off a bit after the group stage.
Definitely.
Yeah, it lost.
It was
a lot.
Banned in the last game, right? Yeah, it was banned in the
first
opener.
3.
Yeah.
I mean, for Storm, it's like the Lina is really annoying for the Necro, but then I guess that's about it. Like versus Troll and versus Wyvern, Necro's pretty good. Could be an option for Storm if they want to run it. They ran it mid before. They usually run on snaking, but the Venom versus the Ursa.
The #1 probably best hero against Ursa.
I see Liquid do it time and time again, picking that Venom versus the Ursa.
Like they're countering what's in front of them. Like you don't know what's coming as that 10th pick. Pick something safe, stable that's just going to counter the hero in front of you, and then VGJ.Storm do have this last pick coming now. We're going to wonder what it's going to be.
They're very limited on time.
Yep.
And OG's lanes are like not obvious at all. They could lane however they want to. Go for the Storm Spirit, yeah. Like, they're really good against the Venom, of course. The best case scenario is you jump the guy, you kill him before he poison overs, and Storm is the best at doing that.
Look, similar idea to the last one, right? Unreliable stuns on OG, they go for some elusive take over the game hero.
Venom in the group stages was 7 played, 85.7% win rate.
Ooh.
85.5? 6 out of 7.
85.7. Do you know what? Before we get your final thoughts, let's get some thoughts from a coach who has just left the OG booth, who's with Casey.
Hello, yes. So we just watched the draft for Game 2. Can you walk us through your thoughts on how that went for you?
Well, it went according to the plan. I mean, we did our homework, and exactly as in the first draft, we expected what they picked. So I think we have it. I didn't see the last pick, but I think we're on the right track.
How much of the way Game 1 went factored into your decision on how to draft this time around?
Didn't change much. I mean, the only thing that we were scared in the first game is like usually the first game that we play is like so awful. People are like missing stuns and stuff. They this really happens. And I'm glad that everybody like woke up earlier and they did some practice, so they were warmed up. As you can see, Johan didn't fed the first blood, so it was sad, but doesn't matter. It's like we changed the pattern. It was good, so I think it's going to be okay.
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Casey. Thank you very much to pass around as well, coach of OG. Time to head over to our commentary team. It is Mr. Lyrical G and Mr. T-Pax to take you through Game 2.
Wow. So much, Paul. That is amazing. Who let him do that? I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, OG 1 game away from the best placement that organization has ever had at the International. Can you believe it?
Well, I know they started this draft off again here, right? Same thing, and yet what did we wind up with? Something almost completely different. It will not be the same support duo as the previous match. This time it's going to be the Chen, helped out by the winner Wyvern, and it's going to be Thompson on that Lina, so that little bit of flexibility coming in near the end. And Seb winds up with, I know we've had Pugma, and I know we've had Necrophos, and there's some nasty green heroes, and people throw in Viper, but the nastiest of the green is certainly the Venomancer, especially if you're trying to play this Ursa. You heard the panel talking about it. It is so hard to get through those plague wards in a fight.
It's impossible, really. And, you know, you can do things now, like in Rage Off Gale. That's not as much of an issue for the Ursa, but it's all those little bits and pieces of slows, which Seb is going to be throwing out. And I'm curious to see how many chat wheels he's going to have as well with the hero voice lines. But nonetheless, it is also going to be an Ana Troll Warlord. This is one of the heroes that if you go back even to Kiev Major when they won that one, he was on it, made a bunch of big calls for his team, and they were able to take that win as well. So certainly a hero that he's comfortable with, and it's going to be their answer for the Fiend in this game.
Yeah, it's very interesting. A hero that we don't see a whole lot of teams specialize in, but if you can be comfortable with it and have this option of being able to put it in the mid lane or in the safe lane, it can be very valuable. It's just another flex pick. I mean, 3 of their first their picks could kind of go a couple different ways. It's up there for OG. See if they're going to be content with the setup down bottom. They will miss out on the banner rune as they try and get some hits, but there is a bit of a sandwich coming down on them.
Ana maybe in some trouble, slowed down, and they're going to be able to find an Earth Shock as well, doing some damage there to Ana. Are they going to be able to find the kill? The punch, one more is there, and SVG gets the kill.
And that was secured right there. I think the plan might have been to give it to Rezo, but they couldn't quite do it. Okay, so once again, MSS in the previous match, he was on that Earthshaker, and that pick, not the strongest in the lanes. We always talk about this 2-1-2, and how when this meta first started, it was a lot of like basically picking 2 position 5 heroes. But now you can get away with some of these greedier heroes by picking extremely strong laners. Last match we had Ench, and this time it's going to be the Nature's Prophet now. That means you can also be a bit sneaky here with a Veno.
Looking for it. Walking forward, Jerax finds the courier. Yawar not have his eyes on it.
This is one of those plays that comes out every once in a while, right? Sometimes teams are ready for it. They wait to see all 5 heroes in the enemy team before they want to make the courier call into the mid lane. This time, they weren't able to spot the position of Jerax, so an excellent move there.
See, already Seb actually going to make the long rotation. He's walking to the bottom lane on this Venomancer, deciding that he does not like the look of the matchup down there and instead is going to try and pair off against the Ursa.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that TP battle either. You don't want TP down here because then they're just going to swap around as well. TPs. We'll send MSS up top now. End up being some very nice early experience for No Tail. However, Veno also wants to be pretty ahead on experience just to keep bullying and pressuring the lane, so Seb going to have to catch up a bit.
And this is less bad than it was previously as well, having these cores out of lane, because we're seeing more and more often nowadays in Dota, teams wanting to get these supports a little bit of farm to get their game started off in the right way. So a little bit of solo experience there for the Chen is absolutely fine.
Yeah, and Seb played a somewhat similar game for himself last time, like had to give up a lot of time in that game over to the Lina. In this match, likely not as much. It's going to be pretty important for him to get some items, try and help control the Ursa.
Some of those force staffs most likely, as we see the ramifications of that early courier snipe. Yawar forced out of lane completely, which gives Thompson a free pass. He's going to pick up another invis rune here as well, and Jerax?
That could not be going a whole lot better from the mid lane. It's already Lina is this lane dominator. She's meant to try and squish everyone as No Tail.
Now taking a lot of damage. Rezo slowed, but with one more punch, he's going to secure that kill. Resolution.
Okay. Mid lane being dominated right now by OG. Feels like that big control. So with the TP back, Yawar feels quite fine in terms of the CS, keeping it up very nicely. Of course, we're expecting that to start to change once the spell starts stacking up on the Lina and try and get a couple kills before Storm hits 6. But bottom lane is going in the favor of VGJ.Storm, no doubt there.
Up top here, see MSS on this Earth Spirit as they're actually going to punch into Yana, and with the kick, he finds the kill. Snaking did it. Is he going to be able to get out of there in time? He does. He finishes the TP.
Yeah, just not enough left there. Of course, that incredibly long cooldown for Jerax on the first Arctic burn. 50 seconds means you only have that Splinter Blast to work with, so good call on the TP. Mid lane, you can see that pressure again. Yawar just marching back.
And bottom lane, Resolution getting a lot of pressure onto him. Snaking, realizing that maybe they could take advantage of a little bit of an overextension. They summon the trees, ready to dive. They find the kill. And SVG getting away scot-free.
4-0 right now. And with this rotation for the Nature's Prophet, just how much pressure they want to put on this tower.
Looks like they're going to rotate the Veno back in.
Yeah, and then the question is, what does it cost you top? So they'll send Rezo to the top lane with MSS. A little bit of an edge from that bottom. He wants to stay matched up versus that troll.
Now, and Snaking really slowed down by the pendants. Big Daddy No Tail as well as Seb able to find that kill as well.
That's costly.
Oh, and then the send back there on the creep. Can it get out in time? Yeah, he's not going to be able to finish it off. Kill. Full value out of that one. on Storm.
Very fortunate. Bit risky there from Uwire to go for the rune if he doesn't get it, and then suddenly misses out on some of his golden experience, but secures it away from Thompson.
Talk about how bad this ends up looking is, oh, bottom lane, they do kill off Seb. These lanes are not necessarily going the way that you want. Resolution trying to run out of there as well. They managed to find a bash, chasing for it for more. MSS with a rolling kick. Can they get Rezo out of there? I don't think so. Splinter Blast secures that one, and he's rolled into a problem as well, as they are getting the Fairy Fire jump away. Isn't enough, they get a double.
Oi, 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 oi. This is what happens when you pick these weaker laners. Like, excellent punish there from OG. They kind of do have two very lane-focused heroes, right? Very traditional in the Chen and the Wyvern to be trying to secure those lanes as hard as possible. It's not the same for someone like Earth Spirit. He's a roamer by trade, and with the way Thompson zoned out with the help of that courier snipe from Jax earlier on, that means Thompson's now level 6, and Uwire is forced to just full-on jungle.
I mean, he has dreams of a bottle, but my goodness, this is a really rough time for him now. I mean, again, they have heroes on OG that you could potentially like head into the jungle with a Chen, see what's happening. You know that Storm Spirit needs to recover somewhere.
And I think they have some good options with the Storm Spirit too, though. Like, they're trying to abuse the same flaws in the draft as the previous game with the Weaver. Rez was able to survive so long as one disappointing part of that combo, cutting down the trees.
Snake King, they get the stomp onto 2. The punches are there. You can see how much damage these creeps do, and to mention the right clicks coming from No Tail. Just bully in this early game.
And now he's coming in ahead of the Chen too. No Tail.
The turnaround, Snake King able to secure himself one of the pickups. They do have a net now, and Seb showing up as well with the Gale. That should be enough to turn it back around. OG, just a battling lane down here.
Yeah, Stomp was even still there. He's need that too, so. Nice little tip on the Snake King. Seb trying to get into the head of his opponents, as he usually does.
Thompson tanking the tower to keep that catapult alive a little bit longer. He's playing with fire. Oh, wow.
Really needed a regen rune on that one, but he's only going to get an illusion.
He's still sticking around, not afraid of anything.
MSS is now smoked up near his shrine, hanging down bottom. Not a whole lot for him to do top, trying to draw some of that attention away from his Ursa. Rezo's just stuck in the small camp.
Dire's middle tower.
Find an opening for themselves. 2,000 gold lead right now for OG. Resolution again, just going to be
got the Arctic burn.
They're doing the damage to him, and nowhere left to go. This is the saddest bear in the world as they just run him down. Ana taking tower shots, almost lit. Oh, he's going to stop up afterwards too.
Open AI strats coming in here.
Goodness. OG coming out of the gate hot in this one in the upper bracket.
At the very least, they did get that return kill in the bottom lane though. They cut some pressure top.
Oh, needs to be careful here. Still not level 6. 7 minutes in.
Thompson just playing so aggressively. Ensuring he's going to get a kill with that Laguna Blade. The second he uses that, it's going to give a lot more free UR in the lane. But a deep wraparound here from No Tail.
Yeah, and you can see staying outside of that vision, you are. They run into him, going up on the high ground. He's still not level 6. And this Chen does a lot of damage as they go for the stomp. No Tail low as well. Can they kill him off in time? Yuar gets the heal. The Sunray saving the day.
Oh no, now Thompson, okay, he does get the LSA off.
Oh, the long chase. He wants revenge. Yuar gets that return kill. So a big turnaround there for OG, rather for VGJ.Storm.
After all that, he's still very far behind in terms of net worth though. He's got 1,600 gold below his opponent in the mid lane. And this Lina needs that fast start. Gold, I would say, more important on her, trying to get in towards that Yules and Shadow Blade. She can become a threat across this map, and she's going to be a pretty big answer to the Storm Spirit too, because unlike the Weaver, it's, I would say, a lot easier to handle a Storm Spirit with.
Cast point on ball lane. Not quick enough to get off time together, right? But again, 2,000 gold lead at the sub 10 minute mark. If you're right now VGJ.Storm, do you just keep on trying to farm wherever you can around the map? Fast Resolution. Gonna get ran down again. Ana's just bullying this guy.
I worry a lot about Rezo this game. I've seen a couple Ursas fall into this trap of just falling behind in the laning stage. I mean, you lose your tower early, you're supposed to be the bully, you're the bear. But they brought a lot of pressure into this lane, you didn't have a strong support, so now you fall behind, you still don't even have 6. So to me, like, they want to play around the Ursa right now to create space for the Storm Spirit, but that Ursa's not ready. That means that they're going to need this massive team fight coming out from the Earth Spirit and the Phoenix. They basically have to hope that OG dive too deep But if OG can go very methodical and calculated when it comes to their tower pushes, they could really grow this lead.
So finding a kill here would definitely be a big boon, and they do manage to take down JR.S. MSS level 6, as is SVG trying to TP. He doesn't have the cooldown though. He is going to get out.
Good call there. Just recognizing the stuns were all used on JR.S. So JR.S almost had a chance to get off the Winner's Curse, but in the end, if it means that like throwing his life away to save his troll, still good for OG, but it is just one more kill for VGJ.Storm to try and claw their way back into this one as Rezo gets to the 6 and will feel a little bit more secure in his own pushes. Hobson looks to try and find snaking. So we'll be going for an early fork.
Scan out the area, see that there are heroes there. It is also like a smoke up come out from OG. They run into SVG. This is a big fight if they can get it. Winner's Curse. They're all grouped together. The Light Strike Ray follow-up is going to be there. It lands on the 2. They have the Sun as well, but they turn on Yor. They find themselves another kill. No answer at all. MSS throws out a 4-person Magnetize. It's doing a lot of damage, and they might kill off No Tail, but they lost 3 heroes.
Oh, that ulti!
The regen! Oh, Nature's Prophet. Wrath of Nature snaking, saving it. Much needed.
Yeah, I would say so. That was very close to being a 3 for nothing, and then suddenly they get 2 return kills. So it will wind up being a slight gold edge for the side of VGJ.Storm, and all of that put onto snaking. So it could be very early Orchid for him. He is up against Alina, who's going to be building that super early Yules anyway. So at least he won't be able to focus down your mid. You can see like what they were trying to do for VGJ.Storm though, right? Like this whole pick with the Earth Spirit in combination with that Phoenix is MSS is essentially supposed to be the guard for this egg. And he tried to roll in there, get the kicks off, stop the attacks, but it's going to be very difficult against this lineup. You heard the panel talking about how do you get an egg off versus the Troll ulti, and now Alina too in the core role where she's going to have such fast attack speed and such great range.
They're going to pop the ultimate now. Seb just trying to buy a little bit of space for himself. Ana looking for a bash, will not get it on Snaking. So they'll clean up the trees and head back about their merry way. But yeah, it does sort of feel like, you know, if you're going to start the fight off where you get stunned by 2 heroes after a Winter's Curse, it's just not going to be a good fight no matter what.
Yeah, and eventually it was Rezo was chasing after Chen, but No Tail's turning it around, just giving the harass. And JR.S coming through, they have the curse.
Oh, find it. Resolution caught now. And Thompson laughing about it, feeling quite good for himself. Light Strike Ray and Laguna Blade.
Well, that just seemed unnecessary. Securing that kill, you never know how many reinforcements could be flying on through.
Can we just talk about the spirit of OG for a minute? Like, every single kill that they get, it doesn't matter who it's on, they're just feeling themselves.
And this started in the qualifiers too, because I think they came in there with a very big chip on their shoulder. Like, they were better than everyone else, they wanted to prove it, they did. And now at TI, that whole spirit is sort of carried on through them. And Roche, well, he's going to be feeling that hate as well here.
12, 2,000 gold lead. Snaking does manage to take down a tower, and
yeah, look at this. They're standing behind the tower. Like, where are they? Well, they are not there. Looks like the ping might now come out, but they're denying this early Aegis away from an Ursa lineup. Might have been a good way for Rezo to actually get into these fights. And, well, who else is on that team? A Storm Spirit. It's one of the best ways to accelerate that hero, too. Ursa to secure, Storm to use. And that's all just gone now. Wiped away from OG.
Thompson expected. Back by Resolution, but no such luck. This is, I guess, one of the things you can fall back to on VGJ.Storm is the split push coming from that Nature's Prophet. Yeah, Snaking do a lot. Thompson, Jace, stun, a little bit off the mark. Fuel Scepter lift up. That's Light Strike Ray able to get out of there. He's got 4 heroes chasing him, and he's just out. And meanwhile, SVG dies. They chase him down by Ana. Ana, a mad troll in the river. The Storm Spirit zip in, looking for anything at all. Does find the kill there. Onto Thompson, not bad. Can they find any more? Seb left alone. The rolling ball forward. They do throw out that Winter's Curse, though, and now trying to take down the Storm Spirit. They do find the kill. Ana gets him, and now turning onto another. He's buying his bashes, and MSS also caught and killed triple for Ana.
So close to trying to turn that all in favor of VGJ.Storm with that double damage room on the Storm Spirit, but they ran out of spells on MSS. He had nothing left to control them with, and Ana ran wild on that one. 170 gold for him, so much damage. Now they'll push on forward. As you pointed out at the very beginning of the fight, they find SVG. Ana taking him down before the egg could even pop because SVG knew there was no opportunity for it.
Eerily similar to last game in some ways. I mean, except on the other side now. Yeah. OG, 5,000 gold lead.
The question is, as we'll see the play here. SVG, he swoops in early, like, it looks like it's just a gank, right? You're catching this Lina out of position, but suddenly the reinforcements arrive. From the north comes Ana. He instantly cleans up a Phoenix who has no dive to escape and get off a good egg, and then it's just the rundown. They do get a nice kill on Thompson though, so he was pretty far away, but they catch a couple spells onto him, the Nature's Prophet ulti.
Oh, and MSS with that angle on the kick. Nice as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, they do need to have an answer for that Ana.
Winter Wyvern paying off again in this match. But yeah, reminiscent of last game, but in that previous match, I think it was a lot easier for the PL to come out of control and just be wild and take over the game. Storm, a little bit more difficult. Pretty good options in terms of like just instant Winter's Curse or Yule's into stun. Once he's BKB, that's where there'll be some problems. Previous big match for Storm, of course, would have been the LGD versus T match, but in that game, there were so many ways to cancel through the and this time, they're a little harder, just the Winter's Curse and then straight up bashes, so there will be some room to maneuver in this one for Yuar if he can get there.
Well, in a way, it feels to me like Storm sort of thrives in chaos, whereas PL creates it too. And they need somebody else to make that space for him, and that tends to be Ursa, who obviously is getting the Blink Dagger and has it now, so maybe that's going to be one of the opening fights.
And it is one of the struggles with the Nature's Prophet as well. He's just not a hero that really team fights at all. For the most part, during a team fight, he'd like to be on the other side of the map, just pushing a tower. So it's going to be very important with the initiations that are coming up from Snaking with his Orchid, and then the Shadow Blade trying to secure himself, but now he's found by Thompson.
And the Light Strike Array follow-up, they have the pendants as well, just Laguna Blade. Rezo wants to find something in return. This is just a Chen though, and they will manage to get that kill.
Almost able to hold him back there, but Blink Dagger now helping to secure something for Rezo and build himself up.
Starting to catch up in terms of these kills, but sort of macro sense of the game hasn't really shifted all that much. You've still got these 3 cores from OG that are in the lead. Starting to shut down the map, it feels like a little bit, trying to take down this bottom tier 1 tower now.
Yeah, you can see they're focusing this a lot early at VGJ.Storm, previous match. Feel very confident about their team fight at the moment, and they have a better sieging engine in this game with the Lina. She can stay very far back, she has a troll in front of her, and Jarek's playing off to the side. They don't have the most burst, like it requires a lot of focus from the side of VGJ.Storm. They basically need the Ursa and like a silence to actually kill this Wyvern before the Basher.
Look at MSS right now. He doesn't know that there's a ward in the area and almost gets punished for it. A little bit off the mark there, Thompson with the Light Strike Array, but this does secure the tier 2 tower.
Oh, at least the chat wheel, they also use the flame themselves, right? Possible miss that one, so good hearted stuff coming around. But what a quick demolition of that lane.
And the presence of mind to have that ward up there as well before they're even started for the push. And this thing has only got 4 minutes left on it.
Yeah, and this is the Radiant team. You have Seb that entire time sitting in that little triangle of camps we always talk about on this Venomancer. Not only is he denying one of the entrances for VGJ.Storm for a possible counterplay, but he's getting pretty fat. He's caught up with his Lina at this point. And that Force Staff to help control the Ursa, who's already struggling so much. Feels like OG are itemizing very well for that next big fight around the Roche Pit.
Evolution again, forced to TP. Baited. So VGJ.Storm now again.
This vision, easy
Are they
catch
gonna
on
get
MSS.
him? In trouble, they jump forward for this kill though, and with the Electric Vortex as well as the Remnant Pop afterwards, Thompson is gonna die. VGJ.Storm picking up a much needed kill.
Yeah, good use of the high mobility on a Storm Spirit and Nature's Prophet, so definitely worth it side of VGJ.Storm.
Storm Spirit actually has an Aghanim Scepter queued up, interestingly enough.
Find some sort of a play in this game. He doesn't, maybe need the Orchid as much because Nature's Prophet has one. Might be a bit redundant in that case. He's basically hoping to, I guess, set up for the massive team fight plays. It's going to be an Earth Spirit as well as a Storm Spirit then, helping to control up this egg, perhaps give you a chance for it. But it is still a pretty long cooldown to be playing your game around.
And there's the Seb TP away. They had Electric Vortex, but couldn't quite get the vision in time, and also the mana to get close enough. 90 GPM talent picked up for Phoenix. Now the push comes from OG. MSS still there.
The output and outspam in terms of OG has just looked great this game, right? Like, you start off with a Nature's Prophet very early in your draft, and OG identified that they're going to have some answers for wave push. So the Winter Wyvern, just the Chen roaming around with his creeps, Ana rotating back and forth, and Seb is one of the best heroes in the game, the Venomancer. Like, you just don't want to commit on this guy, because if any rotations come, you could just be so low on HP even if you kill him.
Oh, almost going down there, but is going to live in the fountain, it looks like.
Has the one, really.
Well, they take the tier 2 tower top, and Easy as pie, just going tower to tower to tower. OG making full use of that Aegis and now getting ready for it to respawn again.
They've only gotten a single tier 1 tower so far, taking off that OG side. Great defense against the Prophet. He doesn't really have another partner in crime either in terms of wave push.
Every time you just walk up, gale them, and they're forced to TP away. That's 3 separate heroes that this has happened to.
Oh, they're smoking up behind though. They want to grab a kill here. These heroes, they are pretty fat, so it's a lot of a bounty now for this Veno.
Aegis Prophet shows up as well. They try and get out of there. The force staff away. They do kill off Jerex on that Winter Wyvern. Meanwhile,
They can't even find him.
low of it. They actually can't get him. MSS is just going to die. The Gale and the Plague Wards, it just drops down and they kill him. Chase forward though here in the mid lane, trying to take down Thompson. He gets to the Shadow Ambient play. He is walking away, but
Back
they
down
get the
bottom.
kill.
They're after snaking here and will find him in the tree lamp to help the vision from the Plague Wards. Unstoppable for Anda now.
I mean, that's the hero that you want to kill if you're at all possible to on VGJ.Storm. He doesn't have his BKB yet, but it's so difficult. All these force staffs and heal mechanisms that you got on OG. That Basher being delivered for resolution is the ace in the hole they need.
Decent recovery for them. But he's still not ahead, and of course Ursa would love to be there. We've seen the utilization of the support Ursas a little bit poorer as Curse force out just onto the Phoenix.
And with that kick, that will push back the rest of VGJ.Storm. They're still in the area, looking for the chase. They've got Ana. This is a big kill if they can get it. They might have Hand of God still to try and keep them alive. The runaway, the stun onto 2. MSS doing a good job, but they blow up the troll. Much needed kill, and now looking for more. They take down the Winter Wyvern as well. VGJ.Storm, a little bit of a tear here.
Yeah, OG have to be a little bit careful. We already talked about that super high mobility and bit of almost global presence now coming up from the Nature's Prophet and the Storm Spirit. So if they see a moment like that where you're going to waste your curse, especially so close to a TP point, you got to be ready for the punishment. And VGJ.Storm, it's a bit risky, right, to just kind of dive in like that because they didn't have the greatest vision, but they had some stuff on the high ground. They kind of knew what was going around from OG and got a great dive off. Now, blinking in with the dust, they're going to find Thompson.
This is a huge kill as well. All of the cores dying right now for for OG. One after the other.
Zipping for more. Jawar in the mid.
A little bit of life being shown here. After OG dominance, first 20 minutes.
That was about a 3K gold swing. Kills onto the Troll and the Lina. A lot of that going back onto Reza. What a great time to have that Basher.
VGJ.Storm. Pretty decent vision around here.
They're going to lose that ward now for sure, but it doesn't really matter. It's almost expired anyway.
It's just going to be a TP away. Yeah, he's done.
A pretty good solution.
So where do you go now? Roche is about to respawn.
Yeah, that's the big thing for sure.
Okay.
So we're looking at the Egg, we're looking at Winter's Curse, we're looking at Earth Spirit, we're looking at Storm Spirit. It's there's so much vision coming out from the Radiant side with the help of that Venomancer that if they can entrench themselves in this position, even with these great heroes around the Roche pit, I feel like OG have the edge here. They're actually just going to be in here so early that it might not even matter.
Yeah, not in position.
They're smoking. They're trying to get here.
Asleep at the wheel, and they're walking forward to conclude this, take down Roche. There wasn't even a battle.
Seb once again out front saying, fight me.
And the chase forward for more. Ana gets force staff forward. Good kick from MSS, trying to stay alive until 5 seconds until Roy Bowler's up and he's just dead.
Yeah, they're down in the bottom lane now, pushing. There's a Shadow Amulet here on Snaking.
But look at Thompson. He's just chasing forward. He gets the lift up onto the SVG Phoenix, trying to chase and interrupt. This is the Storm Sphere, but it's not happening. On the other side, they do take down No Tail.
But they're on your base.
Where are you guys at? And it looks like with that fortification, it's at least going to stop them for a moment, but Warlord in the area. They throw out the Light Strike a little bit off the mark, hitting this tier 3 tower. Nobody wants to buy back, but they're going to lose this.
Yeah, I love the way Seb is just this buffer too. So if they start getting low on Ana like this, Seb's just always going to stay in front. You can see he helps them retreat by staying a little bit closer throughout all of that.
So often been that combo breaker in there with the Orchid. They're looking towards the top side of the map where Troll Warlord is alone. Back out.
Big creep wave down bottom though.
Yeah. Deal with this pressure.
Okay, so this is a pretty big win for VGJ.Storm though. Just getting rid of these towers on that bottom lane, taking down the tier 1 at the top. A lot more room right now for Snaking to breathe. And though like OG are feeling good, right? Like they're getting this Aegis. But they always have to be careful with this Nature's Prophet as they start hunting through the trees. There's no LSA ready after this Yules.
You gotta be careful. Thompson's there. They have the catch, and that's gonna be another one dead. One after the other, they're falling. Ana kind of in no man's lane, does have the BKB, gonna try and play around with it, but Yawar just able to back out and get out of there. They're trying to bash him down. The Supernova's down as well. They turn onto it immediately. There's the trees, no! They block it down. Ana doesn't have a way to hit it. MSS gets the TP away. OG have lost 2 already. Winter's Curse, that's Nature's Prophet starting to tear through this guy as well. And another kill. Yawar goes down. That would have been huge if he could have gotten out.
They finally found a good way to use that egg using the sprout. It's so difficult in this game. They have so many ways to try and cover it.
Oh, and he runs into a regen rune. Ana did not have to burn through that Aegis. Resolution maybe thinking that he's going to see him. No, they can't.
Ana hoping to catch someone farming alone here, expecting that the rest of his team is back across the other side of the river. He'll now make his presence known on the wave.
Again, this Troll Warlord hoping to be the instrument to carry game. The strength of that Sprout.
Oh yeah, here's. So it's interesting, right? Because when you pop the egg, it kills all the trees.
Right.
But then after, you can plant a couple. And they enjoy the sun, I guess. I don't know if they're palm trees or something after that, but... completely chaotic fight. Didn't even matter.
I mean, and again, you see there's maybe a moment where he could have gone on Yawar, but then the Supernova's there as well. Things get really scary. Curse, of course, sort of saved that fight by JR.S.
I think it's just the way it started.
He's feeling good about himself.
And the way it started was the major problem, honestly. Just like the fact that you're using up this Ursa with no LSA, and so no one's getting instantly comboed down by Thompson, but he's the one getting comboed down right now with the silence.
Over and over again, he keeps on getting found, and Resolution there to try and clean it up. He used the cheese, but will not escape.
And that was a very low percentage play there. And the rest of his team, they were nearby, so I can understand why I felt pressured to do it, but they are starting to bleed a lot of their net worth away now. Kills favoring VGJ.Storm. The goal just might get there as well. It's only a 3K lead for OG.
Sort of are seeing some of the problems. You have this very strong team fight lineup coming out from VGJ.Storm, and now so many different threats, right? Like you've got the Earth Spirit, there's the egg that you have to keep in the back of your mind, and then also this Storm Spirit, Aghanim Scepter, a little bit of an unconventional build, but it's strong.
They also, it's just that they're being picked off constantly. Like there hasn't been a big team fight. If it was a straight up 5v5, they have so many great ways to deal with this egg that you imagine the fight's going to go well for OG, but the past engagements have just been starting off with instant pickoffs on one of these heroes, mostly Thompson. And he's struggling again to any sort of a defensive option, and it does come back to one of these weaknesses of the Lina, where she needs the Zeus, she feels like she needs the Shadow Blade, and then the BKB comes so late.
Death so far in this game. Thompson. It's definitely the snowball that started from OG has slowed down to a halt. Now VGJ.Storm trying to turn it the other direction. This setup, such a strong combination. Yawar zips on top of somebody, Nature's Prophet there, there's the Orchid follow-up. OG need to play together. Seb alone in this bottom lane, gonna run into a lot of heroes. You don't want to commit so many onto the Venom, but if you can't get any abilities off, it might be enough. The Winter's Curse though to turn it back around. Great play, they're all caught in it. The Light Striker Ray onto 4. There's no Orpheus Ball coming from the Venom. They get the sun off, but it's not gonna last. They turn onto Rezo, get the bash, find the kill. MSS also in trouble as all of VGJ.Storm fall.
This is what happens when the pickoff is not on the Lina. Seb, the perfect bait in lane. His team encroaching upon that area, smoked up, ready to battle, and they catch VGJ.Storm completely off guard. Big swing heading back their way.
What a play. And again, it's all this Venomancer. If you go on this guy, obviously the Hand of God coming in to save at the last second, and then the Winter Wyvern being there. Yeah. It's that get out of jail free card they needed.
This is part of what happens too when you pick these split-pushing supports where like JR.S has gotten so much farm this game because he has to deal with the Nature's Prophet, and he has the Blink Dagger to help save that fight.
OG now hitting onto the barracks, already one tier 3 tower claimed in the mid lane, and now looking for the first melee as this fortification wears off. VGJ.Storm are going to be back up now, and Ana still feeling confident to stick around. Oh, he's getting set back, it looks like, and will get out of there as he finishes the barracks.
VGJ.Storm confident enough to let one Rax fall, not going to use their buybacks. Scared of potentially losing the whole game based off of that. Sneaking will sneak himself a haste rune under the nose of JR.S. But very difficult to go for a kill, does not have any detection versus that Glimmer.
Back to an 8,000 gold lead. How do you feel like this, Oz? We're just going to see this setup again.
Yeah, and on the minimap there, you can see OG. They're running and gunning, trying to get him as fast as they can. But that point there from JR, huge save. Combination with the Glimmer Cape, the Hand of God. So many heals coming out onto Seb. And then a 4-man LSA. Thompson gets his revenge after all of these pickoffs.
It's just so hard to fight into that lineup when they're all grouped together like that. And of course, you know, the Phoenix coming in for the heals, but then he gets taunted as well. Tough stuff for VGJ.Storm.
Oh, back at it once again here.
Oh, the taunt! He caught the Earth Spirit as he rolled through there all together. He's taunted as well. It's a great combo, but is it good enough? I don't know. The sun's down. The great stun. Can they blow this up? They do kill the egg. Resolution also controlled, but the combo bash, the turnaround. Ana trying to take down this Ursa. He is going to get him.
Oh, at this point, that egg. The BKB is there from the troll. What hope do you have? It's so free, even with the Fire Spirits trying to help. And Snaking can do nothing but dodge.
And can you feel it? OG, they have buybacks on this Ursa, but they're trying to potentially close out a second lane of barracks on their way to the highest placement that this international organization has ever had. 2-man Electric Vortex. They go for the Hand of God, though, and this is through backdoor protection. Troll does a lot of damage. He's get those fervor stacks up.
Yeah, Snaking is trying. He's catching these waves. He's done all he really could.
No answer. It's too much damage. Now one lane separating.
Even going for the bounty rune, Snaking can't win. Seb is already there, understanding the importance of those to keep your team ahead.
He has all the lockdown in the world. The Orchid, the Hex, a lot of good answers. They're going to have the send back after the Arctic Burn. And OG.
Their battle cries sounding throughout Rogers Arena. Always with chat wheels.
Now
Zip forward. They want another one of these picks, but cannot find them.
No luck. You are out of mana now, and Ana, seeing that the Storm Spirit isn't really a threat, is going to run into anybody at all. MSS just going to have to throw out the kick to get out of there.
We wait for the big man to spawn in the pit. 20 seconds away. Feels like the last big hurrah for VGJ.Storm if they can somehow find a way to utilize this egg and combo up some of the damage, get these supports going, but they're all just, it's all magic. KB is finally going to be ready here for Thompson. It's already been doing so much work for Ana.
Oh, and look, they were ready for this. They get the Hex though. The great answer. They tried to bait one, but they got baited instead, and they find a kill onto two. That's Troll and Lena dead, but they're going to buy back now. Good blink away there.
Yeah, they know they have to control up this pit, so still holding their biggest spells on the rating side right now. Not a major concern, and they're going to start placing down these wards and controlling the area.
Now Roche is down, and they don't have Supernova.
Seb has to be a bit cautious here. I could definitely see him just getting instantly killed by Ursa. He's a little bit far away from the team. Of course, they don't know that the blink's already been used by JR, so they secure with the dust. Refresher Shard now picked up as well here.
Oh, and they got it on Lena too.
Snaking, yeah, excellent play there, getting inside there with that sight. And he's going to need that again. He is the answer to this BKB if they can actually catch the troll in time.
It's such a hard fight that they might have to take now because they know that there's still Supernova down for 65 seconds and OG can kind of just walk at their buildings. How do you stop this pressure? With 4 catapults running at you.
I mean, they did it last time without creep, so I don't think there's a very easy answer. Spread the siege wagons around.
Snaking coming from behind. They want to make a play here. They've got the big electric vortex. If they can find the initiation, the Hex is there. They're trying to focus Thompson with the Yule Scepter lift up. He's still living. They have the light strike ready to follow that one if they want, but he's able to get away, jump over to the side and try and take down No-Tail, but he's living. Oh, No-Tail still living through that. 2 are dead. Storm Spirit's forced to buy back. Resolution is not going anywhere. The slowest, saddest bear that you've ever seen in your life. They do eventually take down No-Tail, but eyes on the prize. Ana taking down these barracks. Yawar jumps forward, a 2-man electric vortex. They get the slowdown with the attack speed and the light strike array to try and secure their retreat. Are they getting out? Aegis at least will be claimed.
There's still a BKB when he comes up though.
And Snaking turned around upon this could potentially be it if they can take down MSS as well. There's the bash. 3 dead. They force the buyback again. They're mega creep. They get the counter bash. Double kill for Ana. And over, the OG steamroller is continuing.
VGJ.Storm tried a pretty risky attempt there. Snaking going in the back line, trying to disrupt, maybe opening up something for Rezo to jump on. Yawar as well with the Storm Spirit, but couldn't find that big pick on the front line. They were able to hold very well in the back. Yules and everything just to secure themselves away from that silence. OG securing themselves the Megas. VGJ.Storm fighting for their life in this upper bracket.
33 minutes, 18,000, 4 buybacks used. Right now, only one left is going to be that Phoenix. It just goes to show the understanding of the strengths of the draft of OG. They have these low cooldown abilities, constantly get into the fray. Double Winter's Curse, 17 seconds.
They still have that cheese available on Lina too, even after Thompson went down. So you can see in the backline, that's where Snaking is. He's trying to make something happen, trying to create some space for them. But, I mean, they focus down onto the Chen, not the hero they wanted. They can't get the troll. And at this point, it's just the rundown back to the base.
So much damage that comes out, and they're just that far ahead as well.
That objective gaming, Anna.
I love to see it. So many buybacks forced out as well. It feels like every subsequent fight is going to be that much more difficult. Face says it all. So
they're back in, looking to finish this one off.
Mega creeps online for OG as they find themselves the lift up onto Snaking. He throws out the Hex, trying to get away from impending danger, but Ana runs in, finds the bash, and gets the kill in the NP. No buyback, 70 seconds.
Trying to just grab these waves and do something, but it's still coming in the mid lane. He can't do it all on his own anymore with the Megas. Seb continues this constant pressure, putting in these flag wars, making it very difficult for Rezo to maneuver, even if he gets into these fights.
And the wraparound coming. They're hoping to find something at all. Maybe a team fight win if they can jump forward and find the Abyssal onto Winter's Curse, but it's not going to happen. They have to roll forward onto 2. It's not bad, but off on the side, Thompson with the BKB out, punching people down. They find 2 kills. That's GG. OG on in the upper bracket.
No tell. Ecstatic with this victory, moving into the top 6 for OG. Unbelievable performance from a team that feels like they just formed.
And it feels like they've been continuing to build momentum. I mean, you talk about their performance.